There is a revolution in the making in Iran, women-led, aiming for a democratic country that only wants good for its people and the international society, not showing off its non-existent power of its oil and feeding off other countries' need in hard times like this, like the war in Ukraine. We are more than proud and honored of our people's or anyone's fights for the future and for the present. Because why shouldn't everyone have a warm home in cold nights and the power to answer the needs of their children on New Year's Eves? The two parallel movements leading these revolutions are protests and strikes. While you are striking for your rights, lecturers and students in Iran are protesting, demonstrating their significance as they are highly respected as the educated by the people and feared by the regime. Referring to the violent confrontation in Sharif University in Iran, where students were trapped in the parking lot of the university, tear-gassed, and shot by pellet guns, paintballs, and rubber bullets by security forces. The whole nation did not sleep that night. Iranians roamed to the university to save the students and stop the forces. While numerous students have been arrested, and it is unknown what has happened to them until now, many lecturers in Iran either quit or stopped classes, stating that they will not teach unless their students are freed. They have terrified the regime the most. The regime knows that the academics can lead the protests and strikes in a way which is more inspirational, with the spirit of art and wisdom. And their answer? Violence, arrest, persecute, and rape. I'm referring to Armita Abbas's case. If you read the CNN report, she was raped multiple times in the custody of the police. Not knowing it does not put the fear in our hearts, instead uniting the people of Iran and awakening all nations as united human beings who honor, respect, and stand for basic human rights. We are beaten in the streets. Our girls are being held hostage in their schools. Massacres have happened in Baluch and port cities of my country. Mothers do not let go of their murdered sons and daughters' bodies, not to allow the regime to steal their bodies for forced interviews. The whole existence of the LGBTQ community of Iran is denied by the government. What we ask you as the academics, as the educated, is to demand a reaction from your government. You are hurt a lot better than us, Iranians, on our own. We know what it feels like to see prices getting higher and higher every day. We know what it feels like to choose between feeding your family or keeping them warm. We know what it feels like not to be able to go on vacations. We have seen it with our own eyes, our needs and demands being devalued by the government. We have been told to live with it or eat less to save money. We hear you, and all we want to is to be heard. We want our voice to be heard in the international society because the freedom of Iran, the freedom of choice, the freedom of questioning your government when their decisions only lower your living standards is not limited to one nation. It is a humanitarian issue that can be given more attention when mentioned by academics and educated people like you. Thank you.